All right, court will resume with the August 16th, 2022 docket. And now we're gonna do criminal cases. Earlier, the court was busy doing civil cases and we're kind of late, but here we are anyway. All right, let's see here. Let's match up Mr. Ortegon with his client.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Ortegon. Your client is Mandy Roy, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a restitution hearing. State, do we have any announcement?
Yes, Judge, there will be no restitution in this case. The costs were covered by insurance. The state's requesting that restitution be set to zero.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Ortegon? Any objections?
None at all, Judge. We'll run it as soon as possible.
All right. You run out of there and zoom out of there. It's a zero restitution. Okay, sir?
That's a good one. I'm gonna zoom out of here.
You gotta zoom out of that's what they call it. Zoom.
Yes.
Ms. Roy, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's zero restitution, okay, ma'am? You're excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We want to get next. By the way, that was cause number CR 2205-580D, Mandy Michelle Roy, zero restitution. Next one. Okay, we're trying to match the attorney with the client.
Nicholas Sanchez is a restitution. I don't know if his client is with him.
All right.
That's from Jorge Moreno.
Okay. What Jorge Moreno?
Number 10.
And I also have him for number A6. All right. Nicholas. Ain't no Nicholas. Okay. Mr. Sanchez, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Sir, you have, I think, first of all, you have Jorge Moreno, CR 2205-957D.
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor.
Restitution. State, do we have an announcement?
Yes, Judge, we are requesting that restitution be set to $495. The victim in this case is a teacher. It's her second day of school, so she was unable to attend. But I did forward the receipt to defense counsel and I did speak with them yesterday. It is my understanding that they are in agreement.
And the amount was again, how much?
$495.
The name of the victim.
$495. What's the name of the victim?
Liliana Skalitsky.
Lily Anna Kaliski. Okay. And you got that information, Mr. Sanchez?
I did, Judge. I've reviewed it. Everything's in order. And I mentioned to the state that this would be an agreement. We're asking you to approve it.
All right. It'll be the $495 restitution amount. Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you're here also on Nicholas John Roel. However, I don't see him in the waiting room. Nicholas, we can give you some time to try to look for him because then I can do some other cases.
Yes, Your Honor, please. And I think this is, I think we've signed the plea paperwork and it should be signed and filed and good to go as my notes here.
Okay,
Yes,
just
we're ready for a plea.
okay, just see if you can find him, okay, sir?
I will, Judge. Can I log off and log back on?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Jorge Munoz.
Hello, yes, Judge. Good morning.
Right here. Jaime Silva.
Judge Jorge,
And
on his behalf, Judge, this is a plea in absentia, Judge.
oh, it'll be a plea in absentia?
Yes, Judge. I believe all the documents are in the court's file. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the state's file or the court's file.
Oh, okay. Court will take judicial notice of the entire file in cause number CR 20-09-191D in case of this, in the name of the state of Texas versus Jaime Navarro Silva. Court will go ahead and accept and approve the plea in absentia paperwork that was been submitted by the attorney and his client, and also being provided to the state. State, is everything okay? All right.
Yes, Judge, everything's been filed and we are in agreement.
All right. Then court will go ahead and find defendant guilty as charged, and we'll go ahead and what recommendation will you recommend? Did y'all agree on?
The state's recommendation is a $100 fine. Court costs 1 day in Hidalgo County Jail with credit for 1 day.
All right. Then court will weigh the fine and court costs and make it a time served case. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
You may be. Yes, sir. You may be excused. Have a good day.
Judge.
Miss Tracy Evans, number 8.
Miss Evans. Miss Evans, number 8. That'll be Eloy Castilleja.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there he goes. Mr. Castilleja's cap just flew off. I think the wind got it or something. Let me see. That'll be a plea, right, ma'am?
That is correct, Judge.
Mr. Castilleja, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. CR 22-05-797D, Eloy Eduardo Castilleja. Your charge here, Class B misdemeanor, POM. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
Negative.
You
No, sir.
understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as States Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. The state further requests that defense counsel stipulate that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibit, so agreeing stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation, state?
The state's recommendation is a $100 fine. Court costs 13 days in Hidalgo County Jail with credit for 13 days.
13 for 13?
Yes, Judge.
Court will further waive the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. So therefore, 13 days in jail, credit for 13. It'll be a time served. That'll do it, Mr. Castilla. You're free to go, sir. Time served.
Thank you, Judge. You have a good one.
You too. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused as well?
Yes, Miss Evans. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mr. Bustos.
Mr. Bustos. Mr. Bustos will be number 2 here with Armando Jose Guajardo.
How you doing, Judge? Hector Bustos
Yes.
on behalf of the defendant, Judge.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Good to hear from you.
Judge, we had filed this motion to remove the interlock device, Judge, and for the reason that Mr. Guajardo was arrested on February 8th, 2020. He's had this interlock device over 2 years, Judge. We are not going through the pretrial diversion program or anything of that nature, Judge. So I believe that our next subsequent motion would be a motion to suppress. However, we'd like to get this interlock device so he can. We feel that his punishment has been paid off, Judge, and we believe that we'll have
Okay.
a quick resolution to this case, Judge.
Okay, so it's had it for 2 years already?
Yeah, February 2020, more than 2 years, Judge.
And I think it was the city or the municipal court that issued it or ordered it?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Ramirez, anything to say, Ms. Ramirez? Oh, he was reported to somebody else, right?
Yeah, Judge, you report. He's had no violation, Judge. He has in the vehicle, Judge, and he's gainfully employed. There's been no issues up to this point, Judge.
Okay. And the
No,
issue,
we didn't have any information on his device. The municipal court never sent us any information, so we weren't aware that he had a device.
okay. All right. And so, to your knowledge, Mr. Bustos, was this like a car accident or something?
There was no accident, and I can take Ms. Guajardo. There was no accident that involved right under DWI? No, Judge.
Okay, he needs to unmute, but he said no anyway. All right, then submit the order, okay, Mr. Bustos?
Very well, Judge. We'll submit that order.
Once an MTS, he needs to file a
Yes.
motion so that we can
Yes,
send
Judge.
it.
Right, and Mr. Bustos, that's right. If you're gonna file for an MTS, please do so immediately. File a motion so we can set it up, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for your courtesy, Judge. and-
Okay, wait a minute, I'm
I'm
being,
gonna set it for Monday to make sure that the motion is filed.
okay,
On the 22nd,
of what, of August,
next Monday
which is 8/22?
at 3 p.m.
All right, we're gonna reset your case, CR 20-05-496D, State versus Armando Guajardo, to 8/22, 3 p.m.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe.
And at that point, you can tell us what you're gonna do. You want a jury trial, you wanna do, you may be excused. Have a great day. You and your client.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Who we gonna have? Calistro? And who? All right, and All right, there it is. I think we're looking for Mr. Calistro Villarreal, but I think you're going to be substituting for him, right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Jose Pepe Garza, on behalf of Calixto.
Oh, hey, Jose, Pepe Garza, there you go. And I think you're here on CR 21-107-99D, Robert Cavazos.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and what's the announcement here, Mr. Garza?
Your Honor, we filed a motion to remove the interlock, Your Honor. He's had it for almost a year.
Uh-huh.
Virtually, he's been following it completely. I do see that he had 2 violations in his whole year of having it, where he blew 0.06 both times, May and June of 2022. Only 2 incidents, Your Honor. The interlock has been a financial burden. He pays child support in the amount of $400 a month. The court would be inclined to grant that removal.
Judge, the
And
state is
this is
opposed to
the proceed
removal of
upon.
the interlock device. He did have 2 violations not too long ago, only a month apart, and there was an accident involved, Judge.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Was the reason that it was initially ordered was because there was an accident?
I don't
Was
believe
there-
that was the reason why, Your Honor. I believe it was because McAllen PD, there's policy on DWI regardless of the accident. They require the interlock. Regarding the accident, Your Honor, that matter has been settled already. Separately, the civil suit.
Okay, so there was an accident. Okay. All right. I think at this time the court will not remove the interlock device. What do you plan to do in your case? Were you going to plea? Were you going to do an MTS, or do you know, Mr. Garza?
Your Honor, my understanding is we're still looking at discovery, but I'm not sure
You want to give it 30
what
days? So
the
we can
current
find-
offer is.
I'm gonna send for Monday.
We did
Discovery and paperwork has been sent over, Judge.
We did send the
At 3 p.m.
receipt where the insurance did pay or settle the civil suit.
Yeah, so the civil case has been settled. You know what, Mr. Garza? Let's set it for Monday, which is what, 8/22?
8/22.
8/22 at 3 p.m. And at that point, for status, to see what Mr. Villarreal is going to do in this case, we need to hear the jury trial, MTS, or a plea.
At 3 p.m.
Okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
Your
3
Honor.
p.m. on Monday. Okay?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, sir. You and your client may be excused. Have a good day. Thank you.
Mhm.
What do you call it?
Who is this gentleman? Cricket?
Cricket, I got here. I wrote it down. Oh, Cricket is Armando Guajardo. He already appeared. Yeah, he already appeared.
Waiting for Miss Vanessa Flores.
Okay.
Judge. Judge,
Yes.
Vanessa Flores' case, I don't have plea paperwork. I don't have the judgment.
I don't either, Judge.
Let's see what the announcement is going to be.
Okay. Is she gonna be?
Yeah, she just logged on.
Okay, let's check to see what's gonna happen here. Oh, she represents Ricardo Favata, right?
Yes.
All right. How about court will continue here with the August 16th, 2022 docket. And we have CR 20-01387D, Ricardo Favata. All right. Good morning, Ms. Flores.
Good morning, Your Honor. In this case, I have discussed with Mr. Favata the last recommendation that the state had given, which was time served 2 for 2.
Okay.
Mr. Favata let me know that he, I guess allegedly, right, this is a failure to ID. In this case, Your Honor, I believe the date of birth that Mr. Favata allegedly provided is the same as his date of birth, but instead of 1973, it was 1972. Mr. Favata says that he did give the officer the correct date of birth. The other issue, Your Honor, is that he did identify himself as Ricardo Hasso Favata. In the report, it does say Ricardo Hasso, or in the complaint. Mr. Favata is attempting to get me some kind of documentation that proves that he is Ricardo Hasso Favata as well. I did reach out to Ms. Cantu in reference to this case. just to see if we could work it out. There is a pending felony, Your Honor, that is still, I believe, an intake. I don't believe that I represent him on that case, but we just need some additional time, Your Honor, to figure out if Mr. Favata can get us that documentation so that if the state is still not willing to dismiss it, then perhaps we could set it for bench trial and provide the court with that information.
Okay, let me get a date here. All right, I'm looking at the calendar right now and see what I can come up with.
And maybe if Ms. Cantu can let us know if it is still an intake so that we know.
Yes, the felony is still at intake and you are listed as the attorney of record on the felony as well.
Okay, still an intake?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can get a date. What about 30 days, more or less?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay. That's about right, 30 days. September 19, 3 p.m. September 19, 3 p.m. And that'll be CR 2001 38017 Ricardo Fabat. September 19, 3 p.m. Did you get that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right, let's give it a try, see how we can come up with that and see what we can hear on that date.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
All right, you all may be excused. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We have restitution on number 9.
Number 9, let me call it. Anybody else waiting?
Waiting for Sergio Sanchez.
Oh yeah, Sergio Sanchez. Number 9, that'll be CR 22-05-815D, Anthony Cherby Jr. State, it's set for restitution hearing. Any
Yes,
announcement?
Judge. The victim, Denise Garcia, was notified of today's hearing. I'm not sure if she's in the waiting room.
No. She's
Since
not.
the victim is not present, the state is requesting that restitution be set to 0.
Okay, it'll be 0 restitution. Court will note that Robert Ray Flores, the attorney, nor the defendant Anthony Cherby did not appear. Okay. We're waiting on,
That's cool. What's that mean?
yeah, Cricket. What's your name? Icon 3? Yes, sir, you need to unmute. Yeah, you need to unmute.
I had a hard time with this thing and I couldn't get it through. I called the lawyer's office and they told me how to do it. This is the first time I called since 10:30.
Are you Armando Guajardo? Oh, he's frozen now. That's the one that was reset.
We had the wrong individual on the screen when Hector Bustos was on. The guy that was muted never said anything.
Huh?